first time. And the Springbok captain getting his hands on it for the first time since John Smith next to me in commentary this evening. It has been a year of milestones and continues to be so. The Springboks ahead by 26-5 after a late Rio Dyer try for Wales. And Jordan Hendrickse has the second half underway. 4 tries scored by the Springboks in the first half. Wales showing some real fight in the final 5 minutes. They were camped down in South African territory for a good period of time, made it count with that late try. So it is the Springboks who will be looking to hit straight back. Into the midfield for Jasper Wiese from Apelele Fassi, tight to that left touchline. Jaden Hendrickse for Erke Snyman, who replaced Eben Etzebeth. Here's Delendi and Elrich Lowe, who got his first test try in the first half. And Fassi back to Jaden Hendrickse, finding Mostert, and then Arendse up for Fassi, who left it behind. Well, there was a foot in touch anyway prior to the pass being made, but some silky early signs from the Springboks from the restart.
The interesting fact, I think, which is what I think led to this pressure, was just their intention to go wide a little bit earlier. We saw that in the first 10-15 minutes, and the 2 tries came from that. And all of a sudden, South Africa started to go on the shorter pass and stay sort of in the middle and go the same way. First play up, second half, first play goes wide. We make 40 meters on the attack. So here is a special moment.
What a special moment indeed. The smile says it all. Elrich Lowe leaves the field to be replaced by his Vodacom Bulls teammate Cameron Hanekom on debut. 22 years of age. His parents in Cardiff this week. The young man bursting with pride, seeing him collecting his first jersey yesterday ahead of the team photo. Something very special. Colby getting away from a couple, and Mostert hurdling a potential tackler. Cut out ball from Jordan Hendrickse. Lovely inside from Arendse to Delendi. Stays up in the fight, and then Jaden Hendrickse for Kolisi. Snyman. Turnover, well, lost forward by the Springboks and hacked ahead by Wales. Apelele Fassi has a long way to go back, but he has the support of Jesse Creel.
Retreat.
Well, it looked as though they were queuing up to score for a moment there. This carry from Erke Snyman. Lost forward in contact, and Plumtree quick to pounce.
Always a risk with Erke, and Erke has made so many amazing offloads when he takes the ball into contact, but there's a lot on that bone for defenders to get onto. So he'll rip out of the pass, but he has been an amazing guy.
Great steal at the front of the line-out. Forward off the fingertips of Damian Delendi. A couple of little unforced errors here from the Springboks.
Patience.
Just got a little tap from centre partner Jesse Creel. Their 36th start as a centre pairing for South Africa.
They kind of went for the ball.
And an 11th start this season for Jesse Creel. 11 out of 13. Only missed the matches against Portugal and the first one of this tour against Scotland. That is another man set to make his debut. Freddie Thomas of Gloucester, 23 years of age.
Let's go, quick, come on, let's go. Okay. We need to go a little bit closer,
Jesse Creel received a yellow card in one of the matches against Australia. The only time he's left the field in 11 test matches this year. And it was only a few minutes before the end of that game.
Just a bit of instability. What we have here is the new title, obviously, coming up against Thomas du Toit, but this looks to be like this front row's last opportunity to be able to put some pressure on the Welsh pack. They've got the bomb squad lining up on the side of the field, waiting for their 30 minutes of work today.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Overextended. Overextended.
Well, it's right in front of Carl Dixon
18.
on the side of Kieran Asirati, the replacement tight
He's
end.
overextended, number 18.
Overextended as he engaged with Thomas du Toit.
The wonderful thing about a scrum as powerful as the one South Africa has is that it does make an exit strategy just so much easier.
And there they come, the first on the bench. Malcolm Marx, 76 test cap for him. Gerard Steenekamp, an 11th test cap. And Vincent Koch gets a 61st test cap. His 49th off the bench, chasing down the bench record of Stephen Kitsoff, who has 52, and a very good outing from this starting front row. First throw for Marx, brilliantly for Hanekom at the tail. Snyman will want to make amends from the earlier knock on. Hanekom at a half gap. Jordan Hendrickson. Jaden across the face of Cameron Hanekom for Jasper Visser. Snyman again, cut down by Dowie Lake, but not before he got the offload away for Marx.
No. 8. Stay on, ball's lifted.
Well, brilliant from Aronson. He's looking for a support runner. There may have been a player held back there illegally. They might want to have a look at that. Snyman missed by Nicky Smith. Jordan Hendrickson. Jesse Creel gets outside his man. Fussy holds it up for Jordan Hendrickson. Jaden. Then Hanekom. And penalty. After that line break from Kirkley Aronson. He had some options left and right. The one to his left disappeared, Smitty, and I'm almost certain that
I can tell you why it disappeared.
Number 8.
It was our replacement prop. And the props just don't have the same ability to stick with Kirkley Aronson. So, again, relentless pressure. Again, also being victims of our own success around playing the fast ball and getting turned over. It really has been the Welsh's only opportunity to slow us down.
Freddie Thomas, an England under 18 and under 20 international,
Yeah, I just
took
thought
part
the
in the
picture didn't look quite
2021
right. Like, it looked like it's just...
under
Okay.
26 nations.
Wait, just wait.
Plays
Hold off now.
out of Gloucester in the English Premiership, having been part of the Gloucester Academy, but now on
A little bit
debut,
further back. There you go.
replacing Tane
Right,
Plumtree,
line back on.
who was in to the starting lineup this week for Aaron Wainwright. You get the sense with half an hour of this tour to go that there'll be some similar thoughts in the Springbok coaching team about opportunities not quite finished off, notwithstanding the fact that they got 4 tries in the first half. Down by Rowlands for Wales. Morgan. In the hoist from Ellis Bevan. Brilliant from Aronson. Not even worried about the advancing Wales players. Now the hoist from Jordan Hendrickson. Jesse Creel will time his hit and times it brilliantly. Blair Murray.
Don't go round.
Smashed to the ground. Wales getting back there in numbers to create a bit of safety.
Ball is not available yet. Now use it.
been a series of kicks off that left boot of Ellis Bevan. Fussy will wait now. Dyer times his tackle well. Here's Colby. Grabbing the attention of 4 Welshmen before setting the ruck. Steenekamp. Fussy. Goes high again, away towards Kirkley Orense. Tap back beautifully for De Lindy in the pass, not finding Kolisi. And an elbow in there was the debutant Freddie Thomas, who was advancing towards the ball.
Lock 7 games the ball.
Always the risk of a game getting a little bit too loose. South Africa letting go a little bit of their structure and how they really want to play the game. You see the forced passes, you see a couple of Hail Marys. Very difficult to avoid that. But South Africa, for the first time in a long time, since the minute before halftime, defending their try line, which we haven't seen this half yet.
Is it okay?
Saw a wonderful fight back for a period of the game against Australia from Wales last week at this venue. They went 17 points down early in the game, but fought back impressively. I mean, almost inexplicably conceded 3 tries while Australia were down to 14. Looking for some of that fight here at the Principality Stadium. Front ball for Rowlands. Eddie James, who was on in the first half, now back on.
Carnage.
Thomas.
6. Back him out the ball.
Penalty advantage to Wales.
Back off the ball. It's not me. Come on. Yeah, of course. Maybe. Tackle off the ball. I thought the ball was out, so it's fine. So, 5, tackle off the ball. Apologies.
So the penalties against Franco Moster, the tackle off the ball, just a couple of little disciplinary matters giving Wales territory. We saw a similar pattern against England with penalties in quick succession being conceded.
12. Let him land. Make sure
It's really a golden opportunity for Wales to put some kind of pressure on this test match, as we see some substitutions being made.
Yeah, so Andre Pollard wins an 80th test cap, but giving way is Damien De Lindy, not Jordan Hendrickse. Pollard will play in the inside centre berth. Hendrickse gathers brilliantly off an overthrow from Wales.
Use it. Okay, use it, please.
And Jaden Hendrickse
Over
can
15. No, that's over.
clear
Shoulder
for
to shoulder.
touch. Lake for Rowlands once again. Into the midfield for James.
Off his head.
Brilliant tackle from Jesse Creel. Loose ball picked up by Dowie Lake. Jaden Hendrickse chasing back. Orense.
Inside.
And Josh Hathaway. Well, he'd done well until stepping out of his 22 to make the clearance kick. A gift.
You've come over 15.
To the
line
Springboks.
out's over.
Let's just
Not
appreciate
going
this little
to
chip
shoulder.
from the
That
number
was my
2.
opinion.
That is what gives coaches anxiety at night time.
No, it's clearly outside.
But from having an opportunity on our line,
But the
Wales
ball was
now
taken into the
defending
22.
again on the 22. We've seen Pollard line up at 12.
Down by Mostert.
Backwards.
Lost backwards by Visa. Mark's doing the cleaning up. Pressure
Ball
on
gone back.
Hendrickse at the base. Once again. Wonderful work from Hanekom. Koch. Popped up for Visa.
Pulled away.
And Snyman. Hendrickse for Colby. Can he step his way out of here? He's going to give it a go. Popped up deftly by Hendrickse for Mostert.
On the ball.
And the offload was good from Snyman. Here's Marks. Visa. Lost in contact again. Clearance for Wales. Advantage called over. Fassi chasing back. Arendse and Kolisi dropping back to provide options for the Springbok fullback. Hathaway with the tackle. Steenekamp. Oh, wonderful work from Arendse and Fassi to his outside. The wall is broken. Arendse got one in the first half. Apalele Fassi gets a 7th test try, a first against Wales. Arendse taking care of 2 defenders, creating that space to his left.
He really has had an extremely powerful game. His ability to work, to read, to draw defenders in. And I think if you thought about the anxiety of any defensive system that have 2 players to deal with on either edges of the field, between Arendse and Colby, they're players that just keep people guessing all the time. They put a bit of doubt into a defensive system. And then out of nothing, he draws a man, builds some space, and puts Feli Fassi through.
Jordan Hendrickse goes wide of the upright, so a Welsh player getting some treatment right in his eye line.
What's going on with number 15?
Blair Murray is the man receiving the attention. But a 5th try for the Springboks. Fair to call it a breakout season for Apalele Fassi. He got 3 caps on the wing early in his career, but he's just come back into the Springbok setup as a complete player, filling that number 15 jersey with aplomb. Strong carry from Visa off the restart. Colby goes high.
Knock on green.
Lost it forward.
And 13 white. Okay, send them on. White ball. Patience that. Newfoundland.
Incredible finish from Fassi. And you mentioned the word breakout, Matt, but I think that he's been around for some time, and he started with a huge amount of excitement and almost got sent back to do a bit more of an apprentice. And man, has this kid come out. He's keeping out, but we don't realize there's a man on 98 caps in Billy Leroux, and he has just got this amazing ability to play extremely well on attack. He feels a high ball, and this back 3 of ours is just incredibly competitive in the air. You look at how many times they put themselves on the line, reaching up for big high balls. But I think this season for Fassi has been a statement season, where he's put his name on that number 15 jersey to tell us that he wants it for a little bit longer.
Free kick taken by the replacement scrum half, Rodri Williams, just a 5th test cap for him, replacing Ellis Bevan at scrum half. And the other change that's been made by Wales is in the midfield. Max Llewellyn, his 5th test cap is over. He's replaced by Owen Watkin, who wins a 42nd test cap, not originally named in the 23. This is what the scrum is for, the forward pass out of the hands of Chunza. So when Tom Rogers withdrew and Josh Hathaway was elevated to the starting lineup, Owen Watkin of the Ospreys came onto the bench and now takes his place in the midfield.
Knowledge. One hinge, 21 out of the way. Penalty advantage.
It's a penalty advantage, a free play for the Springboks. Released in contact by Colby. Kolisi, Hanekom, beautiful offload. Gerard Steenekamp
Hinge 1.
couldn't hold
Number
on,
1.
and the penalty is against Nicky Smith. Another man who was named on the bench initially when Warren Gatlin named his team. 49th test match for him
That's
this
just
evening, and
information I have.
penalised for hinging. Just over of a quarter of this match to go, and another score here you sense could really open the floodgates. Already 167 tackles made by Wales.
The pressure has been building.
Marks for Hanekom at the tail.
One man sack. Chris out.
Fair sack called. Pollard. Jaden skipping Jordan. Lost it. Now back to the right for Cheslin Colby. And Hendrickse marks.
On the ball.
And Steenekamp lost it.
Advantage.
Offside call
One
against
offside.
Nicky Smith this time.
Number 1. Number 1.
Not surprisingly, scrum called by Sia Kolisi.
2 white. 2 white. Oh, go in. 8, South Africa. Okay. Okay, here we go. No, that's...
There's going to be a change at hooker. Ryan Elias winning a 44th test cap. Started all 3 matches against the Springboks on their South African tour of 2022. Got a try
Okay, let's
the
go.
bench when he
Patience.
played against the Springboks in Washington, D.C. First match.
Huh?
The Springboks were under the coaching eye of Rassie Erasmus. So Dowie Lake makes way at hooker.
Bind. Set.
Wonderful field position here for the Springboks to set a platform.
Flanker in the front row. Want to go? Flanker in the front row. 4 in the front row. The flanker.
Well, you can't really blame them, can you? Put an extra one in the front row.
Yeah, it has to happen. The pressure is just too much. You can see them holding the ball in there.
8 green.
The energy that gets sapped from keeping that ball inside the scrum is something that's beyond comprehension.
So 2 more substitutions for the Springboks. Marco van Staden, test cap 25, replacing Jasper Visser, and Kobus Reinach, 39th test cap, replacing Jaden Hendrickse at scrum half. So Marco van Staden onto the side of the scrum. Cameron Hanekom patched down at number 8.
Bind. Tapped it.
Well, Hanekom with the quick tap almost went wrong for him, lost it. Reinach marks.
No.
They'll keep on coming. Van Staden.
Hands and feet. Hands and
Wales have
feet.
managed to slow it down effectively. To the short side go the Springboks once again.
Hands and feet.
Just short. Looking for a 6th try. They have a 6th try. moment for Gerard Steenekamp of the Vodacom Bulls. A first test try, debut against Argentina in 2023, his solitary test match in that year. And this his 10th appearance in 13 test matches in 2024, all off the bench. And now a try scorer for the first time in green and gold.
Wonderful to see Steenekamp coming through in this year, having not received a lot of game time. This year really been a breakthrough for him in this squad, showing his true potential and the worth he's got off the bench in that bomb squad.
And another two added from the boot of Jordan Hendrickson. Wales with still just the solitary try from Rio Dyer on the stroke of half-time. Those statistics, along with the tackle statistics, tell stories of their own. Colby leaps athletically to pluck the ball out of the air and get it away for the clearance kick. Andre Pollard, Jordan Hendrickson, Marnie Libbok and Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu all have started test matches for the Springboks in 2024. As the depth continues to build. Ryan Elias, he had some line-out woes in the second half against Australia last week and almost losing out to a strong contest from the Springboks there.
Advantage. 18.
Penalty advantage against Vincent Koch. The kick a fraction deep. Cheston Colby upended by Owen Watkin.
Foul play. Foul.
Well, definitely turns him through the horizontal.
Yeah.
Probably lucky that Colby puts an arm out.
So for me, that would be a penalty. We have already have a penalty there. Number 18, playing the 9.
Penalty is against Vincent Koch. I was chatting with Vincent.
Yeah, so for me, it'd only be a penalty. You jump. You jump.
The explanation being given there from Carl Dixon is that Cheston Colby created the tip by jumping. Come back to the Vincent Koch story in just a moment as Wales set a 5-man line out. Trunza. Elias.
That's Wales backwards.
In possession at the tail, but the ball travelling backwards, and Ergir Snyman.
Don't go in, don't go in.
Putting those long arms of his over the top. Rodri Williams getting his pass away in contact and then there to provide service at the base of the ruck. Botham. Williams cutting out a man.
Knock on.
Eddie James lost the ball forward. Can the Springboks play with this? Creel on a little switch for Colby. Well, they're going to try, but Sia Kolisi upended and carried back into his in-goal area. Come back for a scrum.
The options won't get any easier for Wales. And it does show exactly where South Africa see themselves, having a go, trying to play out of their own try line.
Green ball.
The first sign of ascendancy we've seen in this half, Matt. And I think that's the difficult part of this test match, is that Wales have just never been able to get
Green ball.
one foot in front of the other. They haven't been able to build any pressure, neither whether it be from territory or from possession. And they've just been under this relentless barrage of ball carriers.
Just got the wrong place for the scrum. It will be advanced for the Springboks. Just back to the Vincent Cox story. I was talking to him about his 49th appearance off the bench and chasing down Stephen Kitshoff. He says, I have another record which I'm not particularly proud of. His 61st test today and still to score a test try. Oxen Chair, 39 tests, hasn't got one. Now Gerard Steenekamp from the Props Club is on the board.
I always mention to the Props that they had too many tries. They weren't doing their job properly. So it is it's a notch in his belt.
The scrum coach will be exceptionally proud.
Exceptionally proud.
Let's go, quick reset.
Rassie Erasmus spoken so openly about building depth but not sacrificing results as a consequence, and he can end 2024 satisfied with having achieved both of those goals with still plenty of growth to come.
It is incredible to think we've used 50-odd players in one season. Only lost 2 games by 1 point.
Ball coming back on the Welsh side, but
No. Is the captain, please, captain? 2 minutes. Couple at the end. For me, there's clear dominance both sides. So what I need is your scrum to be better. So I need next penalty against one of your props.
well, I must say, I feel for a captain in that situation. Too many penalties at scrum.
He's in a difficult position. And again, the referee's under obligation to put the pressure onto the team. But the last thing that this test match needs is for a front rower to be sent off. I look at a captain having a debate with the referee, and I think I'm pretty sure that I can go back through the history of the game and realize that no captain in the history of the game has ever changed a referee's mind.
Kolisi, the first receiver off Reinach after a line-out win from Mostert. Arendse gets up to contest with Hathaway and back off the hands of Kurtley Arendse.
Okay, if it's clear.
Get a sense, Matt, that we've lost a little bit of structure to this game. We thought maybe that last try would be the start of something in terms of a big finish, but just been a bit scratchy this last quarter.
It'll be a satisfied management team. Secured on the ground by Malcolm Marks, but there was a knock off the hand of the Welsh jumper. And it is going to be a 12th consecutive defeat for Wales, their worst ever run. It's astonishing when you think about it, when you think about what Warren Gatland has achieved with Wales, so much so that there are gates at the stadium named after him. And yet, the fall from grace has been spectacular.
I think I find it fascinating to see how people can change, or I guess supporters can change. To think about what Gatland has done for Welsh rugby there's no one that's ever done what he's done. And then to put all of this, 12 losses, on one man's shoulders, and bearing in mind, they begged him to come back. He has to be given an opportunity to take this young team into the next season.
Well, Reinach was told to play away from a quickly advancing scrum, and Pollard had plenty of work to do in that carry. Mostert. Now Hanekom. Ball stripped away from him in contact, carried a little high. Watkin. Block from Eddie James. Williams. Popped out of the back. It was an awkward one for Ben Thomas. the cross kick. Well read by Curtly Orenser. Fussy up from fullback. Stepping his way through. Puts the kick in for Orenser to chase. And just a fraction too much on it.
I could use it before it went forward. Remember?
It's going to be a change in the front row. Nicky Smith, who's originally named on the bench, replaced by Kingsley Matthias. 12th test cap for him, not originally named in the match 23. For the tail for the debutant, Freddie Thomas. Then Jack Morgan,
Use it, please.
who has worked tirelessly. He has made 26 tackles in this game, Jack Morgan, and still about 8 minutes to go. The tackle count for Wales nears the 200 made, along with the 44 missed. It's been relentless. Just under 2/3 of the possession going the way of the Springboks. Some would say surprising that they only had the 6 tries to show for it. Down by Snyman. Hendrikse van Staden, who got his 6th test start in the test against Scotland up in Edinburgh at the start of this tour. Beautiful ball from Pollard for Colby. And yet again, he keeps multiple defenders busy. Snyman. That is against Franco Mostert, I think.
18 entry onto the Jackler.
It's Vincent Koch and Franco Mostert,
Clear Jackler in place, 18.
who cleaned in from the side. So a 9th penalty conceded by the Springboks, and it's that statistic that has cost them a bit of momentum at times.
Yeah, I think we have seen, I guess, a bit of a foot off coming off the gas.
Elias coming around the back of the line-out.
Let go.
Eddie James, Williams. Excellent tackle from Handré Pollard. Look at the celebration from him. He made the leg tackle and created
Turn over the ball, strong position.
the opportunity for one of the best in the game to get over the ball. Last time these two teams met was in London earlier this year. A victory for the Springboks then by 41 points to 13. First time they lost to Wales was the first game ever played at the stadium, 1999. Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus in the team that day. Another ball off the top from Cameron Hanekom. Pollard was looking for Colby out the back, who gets his pass away for Fussy. Now Orenser. Penalty advantage, South Africa. Colby,
where's the mark, Christoph?
first receiver.
Christoph. Okay, thanks. Still penalty advantage.
Mostert for Steenekamp. Then Snyman out of the back of the hand. Creel.
What?
Then Reinhardt, hand in there, and Pollard gathers the scraps. Beautifully up for Van Staden. Thomas with the tackle. Reinhardt to the short side, and Jordan Hendrikse has a 7th. What a moment. 2nd test match. First time starting with his brother, and now the first test try to go with the occasion.
I thought he's had a fantastic showing, having the number 10 jersey on today. Been pretty good on attack. Also handy on defense. Hard to judge his kicking towards the poles because the pressure of being close to the opposition on the scoreboard plays a role there as well. But what a play.
Thanks, mate.
We look at that from Reinach, making something out of nothing. We saw Chisholm having a go just to see if he could do something. And then Kubis had very few options. So powerful, so quick of the mark, and sending someone across.
Well, fading back. Not his best strike. It matters not.
Such a textbook snipe around the corner, freeing up the ball and getting it into someone dangerous' hands.
Do we still have a moment of Springbok magic in the final 3 minutes of the international season? They finished the year with 11 victories from 13. Unbeaten on an end-of-year tour for the first time
Yeah, use it, please.
since 2013. Scotland vanquished at Murrayfield, 32 points to 15.
Stop now, get back, get up,
England
get up.
taken down at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham last weekend by 29 points to 20. And now ahead by 40 at the Principality Stadium. The man on the right of screen there, Ivan Etsevet, up for World Player of the Year at the World Rugby Awards tomorrow, and Franco Mostert named as the player of the match. Great to see him back in the green and gold after sustaining that leg injury in the series against Ireland. Missed out on the whole of the Rugby Championship campaign, but appearances against Scotland and now Wales on this tour. Is there something left for Wales? A little glint of hope. Not yet.
5, entry. We've gone across, then in the side. Number 5, entry.
The result, I think, is one we expected. But I think the beauty of this season, and as successful as it's been, is 3 of our players on the panel to win Player of the Year. I still believe our boy Oxenshire should be there, but we have got so many fantastic players, and what a time to be a Springbok supporter.
Well, a great contest, 5 metres from their line.
I've got nothing. I haven't got anything clear.
Jack Morgan lining up for a carry. If ever a Welshman deserved something out of this game, it is Jack Morgan, co-captain of his country at the Rugby World Cup last year. Inside the final minute in Cardiff. They went 11 out of 13 in 2023, including their run to Rugby World Cup glory. And now the following year they're going 11 out of 13 again. Away by Chunza. There's a fight towards the line for Freddie Thomas. They will proudly stay true to their defensive effort, but can they keep both them out? No. Well, you can only credit Wales for staying in the fight. They secured a try with the clock in the red at the end of the first half, and now, just before it turned red, James Botham gets a 3rd test try, and his first against the Springboks. There was a big gap around the fringe of the ruck. Botham quick to spot it. And Ben Thomas adds the extra 2 points. It's 3 out of 3 on their UK tour for Siya Kolisi and his Springboks. The first try for Kurtley Arendse against Wales in the first half, and 18th in total. It's 7 tries to 2 and full time in Cardiff. It's Wales 12, South Africa 45.
Well, there you have it. This is how it ends, with the world champions making it 3 out of 3 for the first time since 2013. Siamtshana Kolisi leading his side today to a 45-12 victory over Wales. An uphill battle for this young Welsh side, and a brilliant performance by South Africa. Left a lot on the park as well. Still in studio was Skalk, Luet, Gobani, as well as Nick. Luet, for you, sum this one up for us quickly.
I think the damage was done in the first half. I think we were too physical. The scrum, we dominated them in the scrum. We really forced them to make so many tackles, and they just ran out of steam in the second half. I think the game got a bit scrappy in the second half, but we ended it off all right. I just think that first half we had too much quality and too much physicality.
Well, there you have it. The thoughts of Luet de Jager. Will be speaking more analysis with the entire team in just a moment. They're going to be speaking to the man of the match. They've picked Franco Mostert for that one. What an accolade, what a return from him since injury. We'll be hearing from him as well as the captains in just a moment. But what a moment for the double champions. What a brilliant performance in the Autumn Nation Series as well. Quality of a side and quality of depth as well. For Wales, what is next? 12th last on the trot, and not a better performance in the end. Just moments where they looked like they were shining. How are they going to come together? How are they going to rebuild from here? Good to see more smiles from the likes of Adrius Neyman with his captain there as well. As we wait for the interviews from the man of the match as well as the captain, Scala, how would you sum up